Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Someone's calling. This is Chris. Hello?
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah.
What do you think's better, OpenGL or DirectX 10?
Well, considering that DirectX 10 has yet to really unleash itself upon the world, I'd have to say OpenGL for the win. What do you think?
I have to say OpenGL because of Beryl.
Oh, because of, well, Compiz Fusion, you mean? The 3D desktop in Linux?
Well, that's still in development.
Well, it's kind of the Beryl and Compiz coming together, hence the name Fusion. Not to be confused with VMware Fusion, which of course is the virtual machine that's just released for the Mac. I think OpenGL, not just because it's a versus DirectX 10 thing necessarily, or direct, 3D technology, but OpenGL is, well, kind of as you outlined it, it's cross-platform. And I think that's a good thing for the industry.
Alright.
Cool. Boy, he sounded so excited. 888 Pirillo, 888-7474556. You heard my custom ringtone there. On one of them, it's me saying hey, and the other one is me saying phone. Alright, let's take another one. This is Chris.
Hey Chris, what's up? It's Protocol from the chat room.
Hey, Protocol.
I was wondering on your opinion on water cooling.
On water
What do you
cooling.
think of it?
I never really got into it, but that hasn't stopped gaming enthusiasts, and that's largely what or who the segment water cooling is really going after. So if you're into overclocking, or that is making your processor and RAM and every single component inside your system run faster than it was designed to run, then water cooling is a good thing. If you are just a regular user, you turn on the computer, you check your email, water cooling is probably overkill.
Alright, yeah, because it's something that I've been looking into for a while, and I haven't really made up my mind yet.
Do you game a lot?
Yes, I do.
Do you overclock your video card?
My video card and CPU.
You do. All right. Well, then if you
I'm a little sketchy about the temperatures, and like I said, I'm still looking into it.
if you have, I'd continue to look into it. But if you are overclocking, then if you do not have some kind of advanced cooling system somewhere inside your case, it's highly recommended, because the last thing you want is that hardware to be destroyed, and that's what can happen when it overheats.
Yep. All right.
Cool.
Talk to you later.
Talk to you later. There we go. He was a little more excited, I think, when I opened it. That's 2 phone calls. Got 3 left. Not to be confused with the E later. I'm not done yet. We got 3 more phone calls. 888 Pirillo, 888-74.
Hey.
This is Chris.
Hey Chris, I got this, I have a PC right now, and I got a Mac layout thing, because one of the people on the chat, was showing me it, and so I took it off then, and now whenever I turn off, or turn on my computer, it says Mac OS X, and it's not supposed to say that.
Okay, wait. So, he gave you, like, a transformation pack for Windows?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's your boot screen in Windows XP, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you're not on Vista. And I'm asking because, replacing the Windows XP animation is relatively simple to do if you have the right utility, and that's probably what you're going to want to do. So my suggestion for you to clear it out, or to even manage your boot screens, go over to wincustomize.com. It's Stardock. Stardock has a program whose name eludes me at the moment, but they've got a program that will help you manage your boot screens. Well, not just for Windows XP, but for Vista in particular. It's more of a cosmetic thing that that boot screen was replaced than some type of system file that was going to damage your computer. Well, it was a system file, but it's not damaging your computer. It's just a different boot screen logo thing. I want to call it just get boot screens. Maybe that's the name of it. Tech 101 says. But wincustomize.com, Stardock makes a program. I believe it's free that will allow you to manage your boot screen. So if you don't like the one that's there now, even if you have a default screen, you could download that and then apply just about any kind of graphic for your Windows Boot Up logo.
Okay, so it'll change when I turn the computer on, because right now, you know what I'm talking about,
Should.
right, where it has the little rectangle?
I believe so, yes. The little animated... It doesn't really sound like that, of course. If it did, I'd take your computer in for a repair. But yes, I know exactly what you're talking about, and the program is Boot Screens. So that's now been confirmed a couple of times. Cool?
Alright, so the program's what is it?
Boot Screens. Just go over...
And the website's, what is it?
wincustomize.com or, well, it's Stardock. If you do a search for Boot Screens Stardock, I'm pretty sure it's going to come up in the top 10 results on your favorite search engine.
Alright,
He's trying it now.
Much.
Thank you, no problem. Alright, so that's 3 calls. Of course, I really trying to keep these calls as short and sweet as possible. So that was a little longer at 3 minutes. We'll keep going here. 2 more calls.
Hey!
Hey yourself. What's up? This is Chris.
Hey, I was wondering, what do you hate most about Vista?
Oh, where do I begin? Let's see here. How much time do we have?
Just the worst thing you hate about it.
You know, I think it's the lack of driver support. More than anything, I think that's caused a lot of consternation and frustration needlessly. Manufacturers were seemingly blindsided. XP has been around for long enough that most hardware drivers that will, are I guess, packaged with like a printer or a scanner, should work inside of Windows XP at this point. You know, it's been around for quite a few years. Whereas Windows Vista, the driver models changed somewhat, some reasoning for security, some reasoning for stability in theory, and because of that, it's what has caused me to want to go back. Of course, I also dislike the Windows desktop search. I think it's unusable. The Windows Explorer keeps forgetting my views no matter how many times I reset it. So it's just I don't know where to begin with my problems with Windows Vista. Honestly,
My next mini question: when are you switching to Mac OS 10 as your main machine?
Oh well, you stay tuned.
Okay, and this is Vince, and I really disagree with you because Windows Search is better. Goodbye.
Oh, dude, Vince, you were so lucky you hung up there, little man. Don't make me jump through the phone line. One more call, 888-PIRILLO, 888-747-4556. Yeah, Windows Vista, like I said, I had to switch to XP, then came back to Vista because XP sucked more than I remembered it sucking. But it just boils down to just a lot of small problems that just add up. Wow, a call from Washington, D.C. Oh, apparently that didn't work. Wow, that would have been a cool call. I think, have we taken any calls internationally? You could call us, I suppose, as long as you have to pay, for however you dial the number, the toll-free number. But if you're calling internationally, the rates may not apply, may not be free. This is Chris. This is Chris. Hello? Hello. Oh yeah, that's just wonderful. Come on, you got one more? I'm giving you one more chance here. Next person, lucky person here. Well, or unlucky, depending on how you look at it. By the way, I'm going to try to do this regularly, if not every day, then every week. But I think it's kind of fun to do. Open up the phone lines and then just take people's calls, because normally it's just me sitting here answering questions that come through chat. This is Chris.
Oh, wow, cool, I'm on.
Yeah.
Hello?
Listen to me. Don't listen to the live stream. Listen to me. Listen to your phone.
I turned it off.
Okay.
Been a big fan of you guys in Tech TV for a long time.
Cool.
I got a question. I'm a web developer, and you, and thanks to Leo and everybody else, has switched me slowly to the MacBook Pro and everything.
I'm sorry.
Parallel with Windows Vista installed on it, and I have MAMP server installed on my MacBook Pro so I can run localhost and build my sites locally. But I use Parallels to test. I have a hard time trying to figure out how to get to my localhost which is on OS 10 from Vista, so I can test my sites in XP. I was wondering if you had any thoughts on that.
Why don't you just turn on shared folders? Parallels has a feature that will allow you to turn that on. Well, not just Parallels, but VMware Fusion as well.
And that'll still work with opening. I can go via localhost instead of going in like file and I can test my sites.
You're only going to be able to enable one local host. I mean, that can only be configured per operating system. You'd edit the host file and then define localhost, the IP address in there. So that may be a workaround. You may just set the IP address if it's, I don't know if you're signing by DHCP or what, but if you define it in that way, or maybe even using the network name in the URL might work as well. That way, if you don't necessarily know the IP address on your local network for that connected machine, you could use something else. Another thing you might want to check is the network type. If you're using NAT, or if it's been a while since I've looked at this particular configuration option in Parallels, but you may want to check to make sure that number one, you're getting your own IP address. You're not sharing the IP address with the host operating system. So that way, if you do define a separate entry in your host's file for that, then you can at least get to it directly from the web browser. In either way.
Okay.
So hopefully,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
And I keep up all the good work.
No problem. You too. Thanks. Yeah, it's a good question. It's a pretty complicated question, and I tend not to go into complicated questions just because they take a lot of time. But oh crap. Hang on. The reason why I think this is becoming increasingly more and more of an issue because people are starting to switch. They're starting to use virtual machines. They're starting to use more and more parts of their networking equipment in their home. So the questions that used to be just relegated to the geeks, the hardcore, are now really having to be addressed by regular users as well. And I would consider that last caller a pretty average user as far as users are concerned, a web developer who just needs help. So anyway, all right, I think 5 phone calls is enough. Don't want to go on for too long because that way we can stop doing this and record another question separately. You guys are never going to leave me alone, are you? We'll see you later.